Now we're going to do a minimalist restorative yoga practice this morning. We're going to go through some minimalist postures. Is that you are going to feel some sensations in your body because we're using minimal props. So therefore it is going to have you might feel a bit of a stretch. Does that make sense? But you might be able to get yourselves into a more comfortable position where you don't. So it's not quite as restorative with a million props and all those different things. But you're going to need, just have next to you, you don't need all these things, but I'll just demonstrate what you can do if you have more things. To get 2 bolsters. I just want you to have 2 because I'll demonstrate if you only had 2 bolsters, what you could do if you see what I mean. So get 2 bolsters, then get 2 blocks, and just have 1 extra blanket. But because I want you to be nice to yourselves, you can have another blanket for your head if you want to, or you can get one of those soft, the little pads to have for your head if you want to. We're just going to just open the space if we come into our practice. So we'll just rub the palms together and just draw the thumbs to the sternum. Take a gentle breath in and a gentle breath out. We'll chant the mantra Om Namo Gurudev Namo. We inhale very deeply to begin. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Inhale deeply. Just pause with the breath, gather yourself, and gently exhale. So we're about to come into a practice of minimalist restorative yoga. I'm going to teach you variations of coming into a posture using minimalist props, and then you will have an experience within it. Okay, so the first posture that we're going to come into is a reclined or a Supta Baddha Konasana, so a reclined position with the feet together and the knees wide. In its simplest form, it might be that you only have a bolster. So Leela will demonstrate just 1 bolster. So it could be supported, reclined, with the soles of the feet together, the knees wide. Yeah, those are very simple. So that is supported. The back is supported, the feet are together, the knees wide. If that felt too much for the client with her legs, then you only had 1 bolster, you could take this bolster, obviously, and it could go underneath her knees. It might be that you have 2 bolsters, you have 1 bolster and 2 blocks, okay? And then what we would do, she would have a block, depending on how much, remember, we don't want too much sensation. Leela's got very open hips, so she doesn't really feel very much in her hips. But that might be what we would need to do. So it's in a higher form. She wouldn't be feeling anything, I wouldn't think. Or are you feeling something in your lower back? Yes. So she actually doesn't like that positioning. That's because the depth of the bolster is too much. So we could probably adjust this by moving the bolster back a bit, and that would probably actually alleviate some of that. So if I move that back a bit, she's probably not going to feel. It's going to be a bit more heart opening, less intense on the back. Right now, that is a very good minimalist restorative version of that posture. And we've only used a bolster and 2 blocks. And you're not feeling very much. No. What are you feeling?
A nice opening across my chest.
Okay.
And everything else just feels soft.
So that's okay. Yeah. Now, other variations of this might be that you incline the bolster. So you put the 2 blocks underneath the bolster. And then if you happen to in your studio have 2 blocks, 2 bolsters per person, then you can have 1 bolster underneath the knees and this bolster elevated. Does that make sense? The same as we did it today. So she could be in this position. So I want you to get yourself into one of those variations right now. You pass me the other block because I'm just holding. There you go. Okay.
Yeah.
And is that better?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And so now I'm going to invite you to allow yourself to become still. And as you become still, just start, if it feels right, to observe the flow of your breath. Observe the inhalation and the exhalation. Observe the inhalation and the exhalation. As you continue to rest here, just keep reminding yourself at any point that you find yourself thinking that you need to do anything, there's actually nothing for you to do. In this moment, the invitation is for you to be. However is right for you in this moment. And now I'm going to be quiet for the next couple of minutes so that you can just be in this posture. If at any point you need me, you just need to raise a hand and I will be there. And so just gently bringing your awareness to the sound of my voice. bringing your awareness to the sound of your breath. I'm going to invite you to change into another posture, but if you decide that you would like to stay here, you are absolutely able to, and that would be your choice. It might be that you want to listen to what we're going to do next, and then decide if you want to move. Or it might be that you feel ready to move, and at this point, or any point, you're going to choose to come out of the posture and just roll onto your side. The next posture that we're going to come into is a very gentle, supported twist. If you would like to change postures, I'm just going to invite you to roll off your current props and just pause on your side for a moment. Just have an awareness of any sensations you might be experiencing within your body. Perhaps there are some muscles that you can feel. Perhaps there are some subtle niggling feelings. If there's anything in your body that you can feel, just go to that sensation and be with it for a moment. Maybe in the mind's eye, name it. My shoulder is a bit sore. My ribs feel like they're being pressed by the blanket beneath me. I feel a bit cold. And then whenever you're ready, take a gentle breath in. And as you exhale, we're just going to clear the props that you previously had there, to one side. And you're going to come and lay down on your back. You will need either your blocks or one bolster. You won't need the other bolster under your knee. And I'm just going to invite you to take your arms out to the side as if in a T, and then draw the knees up towards your chest. Now we're going to take a twist over to one side. You can choose which side. I'm going to invite you actually to go to the left side first, but you can choose to go to either side, any side you want. Now, it might be that as you twist and take your knees over to the left side, you can feel quite a significant stretch occurring. So then you might take the bolster or the block and place it underneath the bottom knee, first of all, and see if that makes this stretch more gentle. It might be that that feels enough and you feel that that is good. Or you might want to change and try the bolster between the knees. If you are fortunate enough to have a bolster and a block, you might choose to have the bolster underneath the bottom knee and the block between the two knees. I know there's a lot of different variations, but just take a moment to explore and notice which one allows you to become quieter in the sensations that you're feeling in your body. If you are finding that the sensation of having the right arm open is causing too much of a stretch across your shoulder, just explore for a moment, taking the right hand over so that it's on top of the left. It may be that you want to rest like this. You can choose what it is that feels right for you today. Now that we've found our place, I'm going to invite you to come back to the flow of your breath. If at any point you need to move, just know that this is fine. If you need to change your mind and change the posture, this is fine. But just for now, observe the flow of your breath. Observe the inhale. Observe the exhale. Observe the inhale. Observe the exhale. And now I'll be quiet for the next minute. If you need me, just raise a hand. So I invite you to become aware of the sound of my breath and to become aware of the sound of your breath. Become aware of the sensations that you're feeling in the body in this moment. Maybe you have the capacity to name one of those sensations to yourself. When you're ready, I'm going to invite you to move to the other side. If you decide that you want to stay on this side, you absolutely can. But if you would like to move, please do so now. I'm going to invite you to take exactly the same variation on the other side. But if you decide when you get there that this is not comfortable, please know that you don't have to. You could choose a different option. Once you come into your posture, take a few moments. Remember, we're trying to find a stillness of the sensations. It might be that you can still feel something. And if the sensation that you're feeling is so strong that it is causing too much noise in your mind, then that is an indication that you should definitely move, or that you would consider changing the posture. But if the sensation is there, but you are able to drop into a state of rest, then it may be that that is okay. Begin to follow the inhale and the exhale. And I'll let you rest for the next minute. I'm here if you need me. I'm going to invite you to become aware of the sound of my voice and the sound of your breath. We're about to change postures again. If you would like to stay where you are, please know that you can stay exactly where you are. If you would like to move out of this posture, then feel free now to stretch your body in any way that feels right or is calling you. There is nothing that you need to do, nothing that is required. Just listen to the gentle yearnings of your muscles. The next posture I'm going to invite you to explore is child's pose. If you would like to come into this posture, I'm going to invite you to gently lift yourself up onto all fours. And perhaps take one bolster and place it between your legs. If you find that you're very comfortable in a traditional child's pose without any props, you're very welcome to come here. If you would like to take the bolster between the legs and allow the knees to go wide, and then just fold over the bolster, turning the head to one side. You might want to notice the difference between if you wrap the arms underneath the bolster and if you keep the arms out to the side, to see which one feels right for you. If there's too much tension in this posture right now, it could be that you want to elevate the bolster that you're laying over by using one of your blocks. You might want to try that. It might feel better, it might not, so just decide. Take a few moments. It could be that you come into this posture and then you decide, I don't want to be in this posture. And you might return to rest on your back or in a different posture altogether. in the space that you find, begin to follow the flow of your breath. Follow the inhale and the exhale. The inhale and the exhale. I'm going to leave you in silence for the next few seconds. Would like to invite you to consider turning your head to the other side. If you would rather keep your head as it is, then that is fine. If you turn your head and decide you want to turn back, that is fine. Notice the sensations you feel in the neck. If the sensations are loud, just gently go to them with an inquiring mind. As you take your awareness to the sensation, see if the sensation begins to soften. If the sensation becomes too much, it may indicate that you need to change your position to make yourself more comfortable. Only you can truly know this. I'm going to invite you to become aware of the sound of my voice again, and the sound of your breath. In a moment, I'm going to invite you to move from this posture. The next posture that we're going to come to is the legs up the wall posture. It might be that you want to stay where you are. It might be that you want to stretch. One invitation I have for you is considering stretching your whole body out straight, but only if that feels right. And so when you feel ready, we can begin the gentle movement towards the next posture. We're going to be taking our legs up the wall. In its simplest form, I want you to make sure, first of all, that there is a blanket going to be underneath your bottom, or something that makes you feel that you're not cold and that there's some cushioning. And it might be that you feel that the blanket is enough, but you could have the bolster near you in case you decide that you want the bolster. And then all you're going to do is you're going to come in next to the wall, bring one of your hips in close to the wall, And then very slowly and gently, you're going to swivel yourself round, raising the legs up. It's much easier if you have a bit more space, and we're a bit limited here. So well done, Lena. But we want to bring the bottom so it's up against the wall. And it might be that that feels good, or it might be that as you get there, you think, I need a little bit more space. Once you're there, you can explore just having the legs up the wall without any props underneath you. But if you're there and you think, it might be nice if I lift my bottom, then you could place your spare blanket or a bolster underneath your sacrum. You can choose. Now, once you arrive in this posture, I want you to observe what's occurring in your legs. Could be that having your legs straight causes some sensations or some tension in your hamstrings. So it might feel better to have the knees slightly bent. You can just decide how you want to be. The body might do some shaking in this posture. The body might want to shake. The legs might want to shake. There's nothing wrong with the shaking. It is just a releasing of the nervous system. It is just a releasing of the tension through the hamstrings and the lower chakras. But if it doesn't feel right for you today, then just bend your knees and it won't continue. And if the posture feels too much for you today, just know that you can come down through the side and curl up on the ball and rest for a few moments there. If it feels right, I'm going to invite you to begin to follow the flow of your breath. Follow the inhale and the exhale. Let's follow the inhale and the exhale. I'm going to leave you to rest here for the next couple of minutes. If you need me, just raise a hand. And if you need to move, please know that you can. I'm going to invite you to listen to the sound of my voice again, and to become aware of the sound of the breath in your body. Allow yourself to become aware of the sensations that you're feeling. Perhaps there's a sensation that is occurring in your legs that you can name. Perhaps there is a state of mind that is occurring that you might be able to put a name to. Perhaps there is nothing, and there is no need to put a name to anything. We're going to begin the journey out of this posture if you would like to. If you choose to stay here, that's absolutely fine. I just want you to be mindful of those around you, but just as feels right, if you want to bring the knees in towards your chest and just roll gently to one side. It's nice to rest on one side for a few moments, so maybe just stay here if that feels right. A nice practice is the inquiry of the shift of the sensations when we come down onto the ground. You have an awareness of the change. You have an awareness of the movement of the secretions through your body. You have an awareness of your pulse. Or of your breath. I'm going to invite you to take a gentle breath in when you're ready and a gentle breath out. You can choose to just stay on your side and rest here if you want to. It might feel really nice to be here. But if you would like to come to another posture, then I'm going to offer you another place to be now. Next posture we're coming into is a reclined pigeon pose. I'm going to simply invite you to come gently back onto your back. There's no rush at all. And just take one bolster underneath your feet. The knees will be bent and the feet will be on the bolster. In its simplest form, I'm going to invite you to take the right foot and bring it across the left knee so that the right knee is out towards the right side. It might be that this feels enough for you. It might be that here you can feel perhaps a gentle sensation, and that is enough for you to be able to find stillness. If, when you take this posture, it is causing a sensation that is becoming noisy in your mind's eye, I'm going to invite you to just come out and rest on your back. If this posture feels nice for you now, and you want to explore a deeper posture, you could lift the left knee in towards your chest and place the hands gently behind the thigh and just pause here. The hand should be around the left thigh, yes, or whichever feels right for you. Notice if this stretch feels restorative for you. I want to invite you to have an observation of the tightness of your jaw. Is your jaw tight in this moment? Does it feel possible to relax your jaw and part your lips? When you're ready, come to watch the inhalation and the exhalation. And I'll leave you to rest in this posture for a brief moment. I'm going to invite you to become aware of the sound of my voice. And the sound of your breath. If it feels right for you, we're going to transition gently to the other side. My invitation is to explore the variations that you explored on the first side. And I apologize, I didn't offer you this posture without the bolster underneath your feet. If you feel that it was too much with the bolster underneath your feet, please know that you can have both feet on the floor and take it from this first variation too. And just take a few moments to explore the variations and find which one you want to pause in. Return and observe. The sensations in your jaw. If you know that you can be prone to holding tension in the jaw, a practice that might support you is to press the tongue just gently into the roof of the mouth. Begin to gently follow the inhalation, the exhalation. The inhalation and the exhalation. And I'll leave you in silence for the next few moments. I'm going to invite you to become aware of the sound of my voice and the sound of your breath. We're going to move out of this posture. If you would like to stay here, then please do, or otherwise release the posture and stretch any way that feels right. See, don't be greedy. Next posture we're going to explore is a restorative happy baby posture. If you would like to explore this posture, I'm going to invite you to maybe gently place a bolster underneath your bottom or your sacrum. So you would just bring the feet to the floor, raise the buttocks, and slide a bolster underneath. Now, it could be that you come into this posture and you think, I like this and I want to be here. Maybe up to the bottom. Let's try it. Yeah, it's harder to skirt, maybe. Yeah. Now, if you like where you are, that's fine. If you would like to explore a gentle restorative variation, I'm just going to simply invite you to lift your knees and just let the knees fall towards your armpits. You don't even need to hold them. And if it is that you want to hold them, you might take the hands behind the thighs or even hold on to opposite hands behind the thighs. And just be here for a few moments. If you have a desire to stretch your legs, you can do that, but just notice, is the sensation very strong? Just take a few moments exploring the sensations that you feel here. This posture is a very vulnerable posture. Have an awareness of how you feel being in this posture. If it doesn't feel right for you to be in this posture, then gently come out. Once you find somewhere that you can rest for a few moments, begin to follow the flow of the inhalation and the exhalation. I'll be quiet and just let you rest or be. In this posture for a few moments. I invite you to become aware of the sound of my voice and the sound of your breath. We're going to transition from this posture. I'm just going to invite you to come out any way that you feel you'd like to, taking any movements that you feel called to take. Next posture that we're coming into is a supported fish pose. I'm going to give you a couple of variations for this posture. I would like you to take whichever one feels right for your body. The first variation is to take one bolster and to lay your body over the bolster. You will have the bottom on the bolster and perhaps the head off the end of the bolster. It might be that when you do this, you find that the head coming off the end of the bolster feels too much. And so you might need to move yourself so that the head is still on the bolster. If we have other props, you might choose to use another prop. One of the things we are looking for in this posture is a lengthening through the spine and a gentle, but it can be very subtle extension through the neck and the throat. It doesn't have to be a full extension. And I want you to be aware of whether the sensations are too strong. You're also going to feel a lengthening through the body. It might be because there is nothing holding your legs onto the bolster, that the legs fall off the bolster. It will be okay if that happens. Or if you have extra props, you might be able to tie the legs together. As you rest, one of the areas I wish to invite your awareness to is the area of your abdomen, of your tummy, and to the sides of your waist. It could be that you can feel a subtle lengthening. It could be that you can feel a subtle stretching in the internal tissues of the side of your waist, through and around your hips. We might say that in this posture, we're inviting a lengthening through the psoas and through the vagus nerve. Have an awareness of where you might be experiencing the sensation of opening and softening. And then begin to follow your inhalation and your exhalation. Your inhalation and your exhalation. I'm going to leave you here for the next few minutes. If you need me, just raise a hand. Going to invite you to become aware of the sound of my breath and the sound of your breath. We're going to begin to transition out of this posture. One of the most delicious ways to do that is just roll off the bolster. If you would like to do this, just fall. And just rest where you land. Just taking a moment to observe the shift of your awareness from one place to the next. What are the memories that you've brought with you to this place that came from the last posture? Or are you fully in this posture without any previous conception of it? Just have an awareness. Are you waiting for me to invite you to move? Are you preempting? Do you have a desire to do something in order to be doing, or to show that you can? notice whether you're able to just be. Or whether there is a question as to whether you're able to do that well. Let go of achieving. Let go of succeeding. Let go of being good. Let go of being bad. Let go of the pain. Let go of the joy. Let go. Who are you here? Whenever you're ready, and there's no rush, you can stay in this place. But if you would like to, we're going to come to our last posture. And this is a supported cow pose. It's actually rather a delicious pose. But if you would rather just stay laying, just stay laying. If you would like to come into this posture, you'll need 1 bolster and 2 blocks. You're going to elevate your bolster so that, so you're going to bring your bottom in towards the bottom of the bolster, and then you're going to have both legs up the bolster. Then you're going to lay down. Now, once you've found your way here, all that we're going to do is I want you to cross your left knee over your right knee, as if you're crossing the legs. So you might have to bring the right leg to the middle of the bolster. Now, it might be that you can invite the left foot to come back towards the right hip. It might be that you feel that you can bring the right foot, bend the knee, and bring that back towards the left. Yeah. Now, you can take any variation of this. Just explore. The most gentle is not to cross both legs, just to cross one. The strongest is going to be to have both feet down towards the buttocks. It could be that your legs stay quite up and just slightly crossed. You can decide. Now, in this posture, just be. We're not going to stay in this posture for long, but it is a gentle invitation to explore the sensations of the hips. And as you explore the sensation of the hips, I invite you to explore the sensations of your jaw. Just notice whether your jaw is clenched and whether it might be good to bring the tongue to the roof of the mouth. And now follow the flow of the breath, the inhalation and the exhalation. And I'll be quiet just for the next 30 seconds. And so just become aware of the sensation of your breath. And if it feels right, I'm going to invite you to gently change the cross of your legs. Explore the variations, notice how you feel. Once you find the stillness of the sensations, begin to follow the flow of the inhalation, the flow of the exhalation. I'm going to invite you to become aware of the sound of my voice and the sound of your breath. Whenever you feel ready, I'm going to invite you to come out of this posture any way that you want and take any stretch that you need. Because I want you to experience the parasympathetic deep rest posture, we are now going to move into this. If you were teaching a minimalist restorative class, you would just come to a normal Shavasana at this point, with perhaps one bolster under the knees. However, for this class today, I'm going to invite you to set yourself up using a lot of bolsters. So I'm going to invite you, if you have them, so if you are at home practicing with us, you might go to a sofa or you might get a chair, or you might have 4 bolsters, or anything that could bring you so that your knees are at right angles. If that's not possible, just get as good as you can. And the next time you're near a sofa, you can do it with a sofa. So you will need 4 bolsters the same size, or as high as you can. You could also put blocks underneath bolsters. You also need to have a blanket. I need a blanket for underneath your neck. Just one blanket. You could also take one blanket that you can place on your belly. I don't know if it's in, I don't think it's in this statement up. Stay down and put your legs up and then I'll, so I can get you set up. Hold on. Okay. Get your legs up. Sorry about that. That's okay. Okay, that feels good. So you're going to have a blanket. You're going to do 1 roll, maybe 2, but no more. And that's going to come underneath the neck. So the roll is going to come underneath the neck and the head will rest on the remainder of the blanket. And then once it's there, you're going to just gently push it away slightly so you feel a lengthening in the neck. So your head is here, the neck is here, the body is here. That makes sense. As we begin this process of relaxation, I'm going to invite you to just make sure that your body is very comfortable, that your feet are separated, that the soles of the feet are perhaps uncovered, and are not touching anything. If your feet are too cold to do this, that is okay. Have an awareness of the space under the arch of the neck, where you have a 1 roll blanket, and just ensure that your neck is not being raised too much, that you can feel a slight pressure from the roll of the blanket, but that is all. The neck is completely supported and your eyes are closed. I invite you to begin to explore with me a yogic breath. Bring your awareness to your belly. As you inhale, feel the belly gently expanding. And as you exhale, feel the belly gently softening. As you inhale, the belly expands. And as you exhale, the belly gently softens. Inhaling into the belly and exhaling, softening. Bring the awareness to your ribs. Inhale into the belly and then out into the ribs. Exhale through the ribs and soften into the belly. Inhale into the belly and out into the ribs. Exhale through the ribs and soften into the belly. Inhaling into the belly, into the ribs. Exhaling through the ribs and softening into the belly. Bring the awareness now to the back of your heart space. And inhale into your belly, into your ribs, into your back. Exhale through the back, through the ribs, and soften gently into this belly, drawing the belly a little bit more into the spine. Inhaling into the belly, into the ribs, into the back of your heart space. Exhaling through the back, through the ribs, and just drawing the belly button gently in towards the spine. Inhale into the belly, into the ribs, into the back. Exhale back, ribs, and draw the belly in towards the spine. And now bring the awareness to your collarbone. Inhale into the belly, into the ribs, into the back, and lift the breath up to the collarbone, pausing. And exhale through the collarbone, the back, the ribs, drawing the belly in deeply towards the spine. Inhale into the belly, into the ribs, into the back, lifting the breath up towards the collarbone. And exhale, collarbone, back, ribs, drawing the belly in towards the spine. Just repeat this sequence another 3 times in your own breath. As you finish this breath, I'm going to invite you to continue the process of long, slow breathing. As you inhale and take your time moving through the breath, at the point at the top of the inhale, I'm going to invite you to subtly squeeze the shoulder blades together. Your body will hardly move. It's very subtle. As you exhale, release fully the shoulder blades, the ribs, the belly. As you inhale into the belly, feel the fullness of the breath and feel a very subtle movement of the shoulder blades towards each other. As you exhale, feel the subtlety of the releasing of the sensation of the shoulder blades and the ribs and the belly. As we continue the process of rest, stay with this breath. If you drift off, that is okay. But when you return to this breath. There is nothing for you to do but continue to breathe and allow your body to rest and restore. I will now be quiet whilst you rest for the next 5 minutes. Please begin to become aware of the sounds around you. Please begin to become aware of the sound and movement of the breath moving through your body. Become aware of the sensation of the clothes on your skin. Take a moment to be in awareness of all that is in this moment. Become aware of how you feel. Remember that this space, this stillness, it is always available to you. Always. Whenever you feel ready, please begin to gently awaken. Moving your fingers, your toes, circling your ankles, your wrists. Stretching your body any way that feels right. Or just rolling gently over onto one side. Have an awareness of the subtlety of the shifts in your body as you move to the side. A gentle inquiry might be, who am I now? Take whatever time you need to feel the subtleties of the connection to your higher self, to the quietness within. And then whenever you're ready, we will gently come out of this space. Just take your time and come up to a seated posture when you're ready. We'll just seal this space that we have held together by bringing the hands into prayer mudra and drawing the thumbs to the sternum. We'll chant the mantra Satnam, bringing our individual sound of truth into this collective space. We inhale to chant. Nam. Raising the hand to the third eye. May your wisdom, your light always guide you. To your lips, may your truth, your honesty always guide you. Into your heart, may your love, your compassion always guide you. Bowing deeply to your higher self. Satnam.